Hi, my name is Logan Beerman, and this is
Daniel Starkand.
And we're here today to show you how to transport injured athletes off the playing surface. Skill 6.1, the shoulder drag. This move can be used if you suspect a spinal injury, the athlete is unconscious, and you are moving the athlete only a short distance. First, position yourself at the athlete's head. Second, kneel, placing one leg at a 90-degree angle, and rest on the opposite leg. Third, place your hands underneath the athlete's armpits and cup your hands around the front of the athlete's shoulder with your fingers facing upward. Fourth, pull the athlete up slightly, resting the athlete's head against your chest for support. Fifth, after supporting the athlete's head, slowly move backward. Skill 6.3, the blanket drag. This method can also support the athlete's spine if you suspect a spinal injury. However, the blanket drag is useful when an athlete must be moved over greater distances. First, make sure the athlete is in the center of the blanket. Second, fold the blanket up at the athlete's feet. Fold in one side, then the other, if possible tucking it around the body. Third, grab the extended portion of the blanket at the athlete's head, pull tight, and then move the athlete. Skill 6.10, the walking assist. A walking assist is used to move an athlete who may have a lower extremity injury on one side only. The athletic trainer, in this case, acts like a crutch, supporting the athlete's body and injured extremity. This technique is often used to escort athletes who have suffered an ankle or knee injury. First, place yourself at the side of the athlete's injured leg. Second, take the athlete's arm closest to you, around your shoulder, and grab it with your opposite hand. Third, place your arm that is closest to the athlete around his or her waist. In transporting, your crutch leg and the athlete's injured leg should move in tandem. Skill 6.11, the two-handed seat carry. This carry is good for moving an athlete a short distance, especially over unstable terrain, or in placing an athlete on a table or other elevated surface. This carry is often utilized when the athlete has a lower extremity injury and cannot support his or her weight. First, begin by determining who will be the lead athletic trainer. Second, the athletic trainers then place themselves on either side of the athlete, facing each other. Third, the athlete is in a seated position with the athletic trainers standing with their knees bent and apart for stabilization. Fourth, each athletic trainer then places his or her arm closest to the back of the athlete around the athlete's back at the scapula level, with the remaining hand placed on the other athletic trainer's shoulder. The athletic trainers then slide their arms under the athlete's thighs and interlock their hands. Sixth, the athlete places his or her arms over the shoulders of the athletic trainers. Seventh, the athletic trainers slowly stand up in tandem. Another variation of this carry can be performed by having the athletic trainers interlock their hands and arms together to create a square seat. First, the left hand of each athletic trainer grabs his or her right forearm just below the wrist to form a T. This is called the supporting arm. Second, the free hand of each athletic trainer then grabs onto the supporting arm of the other, midway between the wrist and the elbow. A square that acts like the seat has now been formed by the two athletic trainers. Third, the athletic trainers position themselves behind the athlete. In tandem, the trainers bend at the waist and knees, or kneel to position themselves closer to the ground. Fourth, the athlete sits back on the seat and places his or her arms over the shoulders of the athletic trainers. Fifth, The athletic trainers then slowly stand erect, supporting the athlete. Skill 6.13, the two-person extremity lift. This lift can be utilized when there is no suspicion of spinal injuries. Used mainly when the athlete is unconscious or unresponsive, it may also serve for a conscious person who requires transportation to an appropriate setting. First, the athlete should be placed in a supine position. Second, one athletic trainer is positioned at the athlete's head and the other at the feet. Third, kneeling. The athletic trainer at the head reaches under the athlete's shoulders and grabs the athlete's wrists, pulling the wrists towards his or her chest. Fourth, the second athletic trainer, facing toward the athlete's feet, grasps underneath the knees of the athlete. Fifth, in tandem, both athletic trainers stand up, pulling the athlete off the ground.
So come on and jiggity check yourself before you wreck yourself.